Hello everyone, this is Ronnie. Thank you for coming along to this channel. I usually talk about raw food stuff in this channel. This has been a channel where I've detailed and documented my journey with a raw food diet, living here in Glasgow, Scotland, and then ended up doing a festival and doing all these events and different stuff and being part of things. And I think that moving forward, I'm really going to stop focusing on that because it's it's probably not the direction I'm going, even though I'm going to continue to do my diet and everything. But in this video, I'm going to talk about a situation that's happened involving a guy called Loren Lockman. It's a bit of a controversial thing. And Loren's someone I've had a little bit of a connection with because I've interviewed him. I've had him on podcasts and stuff. I'm sure he's been on this channel in interviews. I've had him present to groups that I've brought together on the internet and so on. And I've met Loren personally here in Glasgow, in Edinburgh, I think it was the same visit, in the Adriatic Festival in Montenegro, in Texas, in Canada. Spent time with him a number of times. I've not got to know him very well. There was a time where he really wanted to be part of the UK Fruit Fest and he would message me about that. And really he would have been part of the UK Fruit Fest, but there was some people that didn't want him to be part of it who were involved in the event. So he has never been part of it. And now where I'm at, I don't really like promoting fasting and fasting retreats. I think it's not something that I would suggest you do personally. And that would go against what other people say. That would go against what people that are friends of mine say. But I personally don't think it's something that I want to promote to people or suggest you do. And there might be some people in particular scenarios that it might be important for, but I'm not really sure if we've got the information about when is a 3 week fast actually something worthwhile doing, and for who and why, so I'm about the diet. I'm about changing diet. I'm about people changing their habits every day, not doing a 3 week experience, profound experience, but it doesn't lead to a long-term effect. I'm a long-term person. So I want to live in the life I want to live in the world a long time. I'm making long-term plans, at least I want to. So this video is with Loren Lockman, and some of you will know Loren Lockman was, and I use the word was, the director of Tanglewood Wellness Centre, which was really one of the fasting centres in the world. There's not that many places to go and do a fast, a long-term water fast. Not that many places to do that. So he had a place. There's one in California. The name of it I can't. True North Health. And various people. Some people do fasting retreats. Doug Graham still does fasting retreats. But I run out. I don't really recommend fasting, so I don't get into who's fasting and where's all the places. So I'm sure there are other places. I'm just thinking Russia's probably got a whole bunch of places. I wouldn't be surprised. So that's what he was doing. But a video came out recently that he put out, and he's saying that basically Tanglewood's gone. He no longer owns it. It's no longer running. He's away somewhere else. All of his money's been taken. All the money's been taken out of the account or whatever. He's got no money. He's got no nothing. And that's it, So, but he detailed the story of what happened, and I've for a number of years been a bit concerned about a project that Loren was promoting, which I think was called something like La Cascadas, which I think means the waterfalls or something, or Las Cascadas, which was his concept of building a community. a raw vegan community. And I'm aware over the years, there's been a number of projects that people have put together with the effort or the aim of building a raw community that have fallen apart, and that people have invested money and that money has disappeared. I happen to have not been involved in any of those projects. I happen to not have known about some of these are going before I was ever in the raw foods community, right? So I wasn't around. Frankly, I didn't have the money. Like, if there had been something, I didn't have these massive sums of money that some people have. But also, I'm not sure if I ever really had a very strong urge at any point in my raw vegan fruitarian journey to go and live on some community somewhere. When I was involved in the Woodstock Festival, I wondered if, in some of my years there, if they'd said, we're going to do this, would I have tried to be part of it? I don't know. Maybe I can see in that scenario with those people, maybe I could have been reeled into doing that. But in general, I don't see a community somewhere as being something I want to really get involved in. I've been to Terra Frutis, which is in Ecuador, which seems to be a fairly well-run situation with land allotments to people where people can buy a bit of land and build a house. But I don't think they're quite thriving yet. I think it could be if they, all these things are lacking, are under capacity. They in order to hit a capacity, you really need to have a lot of awareness, marketing. People need to know about it, and all these things are generally don't have that. There's not enough eyeballs and interest going to it for people to then move there, and I don't think it's at capacity anyway. I think there's still a lot of space there that you can. But you look into that. It's a great place to go, by the way. It's a great place to go. But anyway, I've not been personally interested. A lot of these communities, I don't want to go and live in South America, personally. I don't want to live in Costa Rica, South America, any of these places. I don't speak the language. I'm not part of the culture. I'm not part of the country. I don't have a visa, whatever. Like, so many reasons, right? My family isn't there. My friends aren't there. Over and over. It's just like weather isn't enough for me. And I don't know why weather is is the thing that some people think will change their life. I don't think it will. Anyway, raw vegan community. A lot of people always ask, where's the community? Where can we go to find the community and live in community like this? And to me, it's always the energy of I want to escape. I want to get away from life. I want to get away from my responsibilities. I want to get away. And to me, I don't like that. I think in life we need to bear our responsibilities and realize if you've found this great information about getting healthier, why don't you share that with people? Why don't you get that out there rather than I'm going to take this information and escape out to a beach somewhere and just sit in the sun? Like, you've found this great information, you could help people with it. Instead, people are running away somewhere. So, I've sensed that in some places I've visited that everyone here is trying to escape. It's a big escape situation. It's like grown-up children. Some of these tropical places, you get these kind of grown-up children people. Well, I don't like that so much, and I'm a bit of a child myself, right? But but like, I really want to have a positive impact. I think that's how you actually enjoy life, is by having a positive impact. And there's so much scope to have a positive impact. So let's say that Loren Lockman came at this whole situation from a purely good, a great, he had great intentions. Let's imagine that's the case. Let's hope that's the case. So Loren's got great intentions. He wants to create a community. And his idea is going to build, buying all this land and stuff. But over the years, what I was hearing is people were investing money. So I don't know as well if this all plan started around about COVID, when all of a sudden people couldn't go to Costa Rica and couldn't go to his fasting place. I'm not sure if that's when all of a sudden he started to suggest people give him large sums of money for a speculative community project. I'm not sure. I think that might be the timeline, unfortunately. So, like, imagine me in 2000 when UK Fruit Fest is getting 100, like literally 100 people cancelling and asking for refunds. I think it was literally 100 people. Imagine if I'd at that point went to everyone I knew and said, "I'm going to start a community. You just need to invest, $40,000." Well, it would have been a good way to get some money in at the time, but maybe, probably wouldn't have been. I don't know, but it might have been a good way um, to sell that dream. But it wasn't something I really wanted to do and had an idea. And if I was to do a community project, I would have to. It would be a serious project. It would be only for people with a lot of money. It would be for wealthy people. It would have to have probably quite a big financial backer. Like, it would have to be a serious project. Not, I'm going to buy some land and let's see how it goes. Like, that's not a good idea to me. So it looks like Loren bought some land, and I don't know if I'm not sure, but he bought land, and he was certainly sharing the dream. He was certainly talking to people about it, and people had said that this goes back to when I was at Amazon Fruit Fest, where I was at in 2021, 2022. I'd heard back then certain people had given him $50,000 and didn't know what was happening with the money, and that's a bad sign. If someone's given him $50,000 and this is like a close person to him, and didn't know what was happening with the money, and didn't know what they owned, that's a real bad sign. And I don't know how many people over the years had given him those kind of sums of money. But then apparently a lady gave him her retirement. And we're talking, who knows how much that was? Hundreds of thousands. Because she believed in the project and everything. And then when she gave all this money, then she kind of maybe woke up to reality and went, what's happening with this money? What's happening with this project? And all of a sudden, he didn't want her to be part of the meetings. If there even were meetings going on. She's assuming this is all an above board thing, of course. And she's going, well, can I be part of the meetings so I can see what's happening with my enormous investment, my life savings? He's like, nah, you can't be part of the meetings. You're not the right person to be in the meetings, or something like that. And so she went, I want my money back. Like, I've invested money into this thing. I don't even, and you're not even letting me be part of the meetings and all that. So she sued, took the money and won, apparently. And therefore, I think she, as part of this thing, she then owned a part of Tanglewood or something. And everything kind of fell apart from there to some degree or other. And he lost everything. I don't understand the full story. I'm sure there's more to it, but from this situation, lost all money, and someone broke into his account. Maybe it's the person that runs his account, and started issuing refunds to people. So the money was cleared out of the bank account, and a sum of 400,000. A Stripe account, sorry, 400,000 was in a Stripe account, just sitting in a Stripe account. Now that's very weird to me. You would have that amount just sitting in a Stripe account. Like, why wouldn't you be transferring the funds into a secure bank account? I don't know, but apparently there was this massive sum. Who knows how much is in other bank accounts and other places? I don't know. So this piece of land's been bought or whatever. I guess it's all been taken back. There's loans. I don't know if someone was talking about debts that were being racked up, loans that were being taken out, and maybe the bank's taking all that land back or whatever's happened. So the whole project, it appears, has fallen apart. So there's a whole bunch of people that have given Loren $50,000 and amounts of that amount. And I guess it's all gone. And Loren's like, well, you can, how about you, I'll pay that back to you with, fasting. So like, so they're going to do like, I don't know, 100 fasts or something to get that money back or whatever it is. It's such a terrible scenario. And I don't blame anyone for investing in something, you know, I don't. People say I'd never invest in something like that. Everyone's got their mistakes they've made financially and everything, right? So it wasn't my dream ever to be part of like a community like that. I love. See, I went to Woodstock. I think people don't get this. Like everyone was trying to go to a community. I experienced it so many times at the festivals. I actually experienced it. You guys didn't. You thought I'm going to do a community, and there isn't community at the community. There is no community. There's not enough people at these places. Like it doesn't sustain. It's not something. It's not fun. It's not good. You go there and you have to do all this work at it. Woodstock was the community. That's what frustrates me about so many of these things. Like the fruit festivals were the community. You know, where's the community? There isn't something better than that. But people spent 50,000 on stuff, on things that never materialised, and would say Woodstock, $1,000 for a week. I can't believe it's so expensive. And that annoys me, because Woodstock always kind of struggled, I guess, financially. Everyone at it was telling everyone else, this, you have to come to this thing. This is so good. So it always bothered me. Anyway, who knows what's happening with Woodstock? Different story, but anyway, it's all silly stuff. So what's happened here? What's Loren done? What have the people done? What has happened? Is Loren just been a total charlatan? Is this guy that's been, it seems, operating a fasting retreat fairly effectively for decades? Whether he's done it the best way or whatever, I don't know. But it seems like it remained open for years, and I knew people that went and had a decent time. So it seems like he was doing that. A lot of his information is very good. So is this guy just all of a sudden turned into like some major con artist or something? I don't know. There's other bad stories around as well, but I don't know the full details. But it's hard to say that this isn't some. I don't know, because I always thought, like, what's the plans for this community? What's actually going to happen? It's such a difficult thing to do, right? A difficult thing to do. How many people do you need for a community? 100? 200? Like, what's the numbers? How are you going to get that amount of people to want to go and live together in Costa Rica and all have 50,000 or whatever, and all want to do everything it takes? That's a big job to make that happen. A big job to make that kind of thing happen. So, and I don't really know if there was ever a plan. But he really sold it. I mean, he really sold the dream to people. I guess the message of the day and the thing is, let's stop with this whole community nonsense. Stop with it. Just stop. You have community. Wherever you live, if you live in a city, if you live in a town, that is community. How about you step up and be a leader and aim to actually create community wherever you are? Invite people. Create a meetup.com group or a Facebook group or whatever. Like, make a dinner party, make a night, make a something. So I'm doing a dinner party every month this year. Raw Foods Taster. So far I've just been inviting friends. Pardon me, mainly. If you're in Glasgow, you can go to meetup.com and search for it on meetup.com. Raw Foods Taster Session. It'll come up, I'm fairly sure. And you can come along. So that's what I'm doing. I think it's a smarter way to do things. I mean, I created the festival and built community, but I don't advise you do that. I don't advise anyone does retreat, festival, anything. These are great projects that really capture your imagination and make you inspired and make you excited. So I know why people want to do it. I mean, I did it myself. I have done it. I've successfully done it. I've never had someone we didn't refund or give money back, as far as I understand, who wasn't like past the refund deadline or whatever. Like, we've never invented something, some project to get. It's the kind of thing that would have been great for us. Probably we could have invented some kind of community project and taken in loads of money from people. We might have been able to do that. I don't know, but I couldn't have stood. I couldn't have stood behind it. I wouldn't have wanted to do it. I just think it's a bad plan unless you've got real serious money and people behind it. Like, and I wouldn't mind making that plan someday. Let's make a retirement community for wealthy people who want a raw vegan type or a whatever. Yeah, raw vegan. Let's make it raw vegan. It'll be for a small amount of people, 100, 200. It'll be amazing, nice houses. It'll be an area where there's all the fruit is being grown. There'll have to be people employed to do that. There'll be a place where there's like a dining experience and, you know, like a canteen where the food gets put out every day and a lot of the food that gets grown gets picked fresh and all that stuff that people really like for whatever reason. Even though most of your food is picked fresh, but no one seems to care about that. You know, your food is picked fresh. It goes on a truck and it goes to the supermarket. Like it's anyway. Never mind. People want anyway. So that, and it would have to be a lot of money. You know, people would have to spend a big amount to be at a place like that, and there might be an ongoing fee for all the maintenance and the staff that are involved, and there could be volunteers and all that. But it's a big project. It's not like this. Let's just buy a piece of land, figure it all out. Like, that is not a good idea. Not a good idea. So that's. And I always felt the people that start these projects, they're the people that are trying to escape. They're trying to escape. Those are not the same people that are going to be good leadership people. Leaders aren't people that escape. So you need to have leaders for these projects, for communities. There's no, we're all going to just work together and sort it out. It doesn't work. Will never work. There'll always be people wanting leaders. Who's the leader? Who's in charge? Who's the boss? So someone has to be the leader. And that person is generally not the person that goes, I'm running away from society. You know, I'm running away from my responsibilities and the family I don't want to confront and whatever. Loren is somewhere now, and he in his video he said something like about not paying taxes. He said he didn't pay tax to the U.S. government. I think U.S. citizens have to pay tax wherever they live, right? So if you live in Costa Rica or whatever, you still have to pay tax in some way to the U.S. Whether they actually do that or not. And by the way, for some weird reason, there's a history in the raw foods community of people not paying tax and stuff. I mean, maybe that's everywhere, but coming across people saying they don't pay tax, and I'm just like, do you really want this whole movement to be looked upon so poorly by your stupidity, by your selfishness and your greed? Do you know what I mean? Look at certain people who were involved in this community. They got put in prison and stuff like that. It's like, great, thank you very much for that being the story that gets out there. Do you know what I mean? So now here's another story for the raw foods community of a failed community, which seems like a scam, which seems like someone's essentially scammed people, whether they put it that way or not. That's what it looks like, and it's a damn shame. You know, it's a big shame. Once again, people using this community to build dreams on with no foundation, you know. And what else to say about this? I don't know if there's much else to say about it. It's just a bad situation. Don't get involved in communities. I like Terra Frutas. I think it's one of the few places that maybe there's something there for you, but build community where you are. Build community where you are. Find community where you are. if you go to some of these events and you want more of that, find community where you are. Become part of things. Don't be retreating away and thinking that you are a person that can live on your own in a wee hole. You can't. We're not moles. We're human beings. We need other people around us a lot of the time. It's a part of us. We crave that. We need that. And don't fill your life with pets. Fill your life with people. Get rid of the pets. People, not pets. People are way more difficult to be around. They are a struggle. They are a stress. It can hurt when your friends let you down, when people leave you, when people don't want to be part of your life anymore. It hurts. But that's a part of life. We have to all accept that. So I want you to build community where you are, but don't be thinking festivals and big retreats and all that stuff. Just the basics. Get people together, eating raw foods together. You don't need to be an expert. Share it with them, and see where it goes from there. And it could be something amazing. So that's my message of the day. There's no community out there. The community is right here, wherever you are. It's at your local gym. It's at your martial arts club. It's your whatever stuff you go to. Your work, I suppose. Your local restaurants and things, and all these things, So that's my message. Thank you, everyone. UK Fruit Fest. If you want to feel community, UK Fruit Fest, 25th of July to the 1st of August. Okay? So you're welcome to look into it. I'll share more about that. Thank you, everyone.